A very good afternoon to one and all. I, Ram Bansal, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Medical University, Indore, India, welcomes you all on behalf of organizing partners of this FDP, Medical University, Volvo University, Kalgotia University, and Satyama University in fourth day of International Faculty Development Program on Trends in Automotive Technology. Our eminent speaker of today's second session, Mr. Faisal Sameem, has joined with us. Mr. Faisal is serving as assistant professor in the School of Mechanical Engineering at Galgotia University. He has completed his engineering degree from AMU Aligarh. He has 9 years of teaching experience. His area of interest include computational fluid dynamics, fluid mechanics, and simulation and analysis of problem of engineering interest. That means fluid flow in blocked artery and aerodynamics of generic passenger vehicles. He has developed courses at Galgotia University to equip students with simulation tools like ANSYS. He is quite passionate about research in CFD. He is a review member of various international journals. Welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, please give me permission to start. Should I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Please share your screen.
Okay. Thank you. So, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Visible.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, myself, Faisal Shamim. So, I want to discuss the aerodynamics of automotive vehicles, followed by a quick simulation session in ANSYS Fluent. So, you know, the ANSYS is the largest software of mechanical engineering, in which there are many modules. So, one of them is Fluent, which is used to solve fluid flow problems. So, the content of the today's discussion is the what and why of simulation and aerodynamics, the process of simulation and workflow, and that will be followed by a quick hands-on session on ANSYS Fluent software. So before going into the much detail, I will discuss about the latest product development cycle. So the today's world is driven by simulation product development. So once a concept comes and it passes through a rigorous simulation environment and turns into a real product. So all the processes of designing, testing and analyzing can be done by simulation. So as we know, the simulation is depicting the real engineering problems in a virtual environment. So first we simulate and the virtual prototype, then we analyze the design, and then we investigate the design parameter for the optimizations. So after a repeated cycles, our design becomes final and come into the production. So why the simulation is important for automotive aerodynamics? Because in this cutting edge competition, we want to improve the performance of our vehicles, to reduce the cost and to improve the performance of our vehicles. So whenever we talk about automotive aerodynamics, the performance parameter in the context of aerodynamics are drag and lift. So engineers all over the world use simulation tools to reduce the drag and optimize the vehicle for the better performance. The simulation tools help engineers for optimization, as I have told you. It also increases the efficiency of the vehicles by minimizing the aerodynamic loss and by ingeniously uh, giving some solutions which are posed by our previous design. So simulation help for the designers to work on the looks and the aesthetics of an automobile. So how do we do all of these things? So basically, simulation is like any other science, is the predicting of fluid flow, heat transfer, mass transfer, and chemical reactions. So all these is achieved through a course, a theoretical name of which is computational fluid dynamics. In computational fluid dynamics, we learn the basic parts and parcel of how to simulate a fluid flow problem. So by using the computational fluid dynamics tools, we can simulate any any flow of any automobile vehicles, and we can get the information about the distribution of pressure, velocity, temperature, etc. Once these basic parameters, primitive variables, pressure, velocity, temperature are known, we can calculate also the various other important parameter like force, lift, drag, movement, etc. Simulation actually complements testing and experimentation by reducing total effort and cost. As we know, there are many two approaches to attack any engineering problem: by experiment and by analytical solution. So simulation is the third tool which is fastly developing in today's world. So how do we do? I will give a brief about how do we do the simulation, that is use the concept of CFD, computational fluid dynamics, to arrive at the new solution, to assess the performance of existing design, and to introduce some concept to improve the efficiency of our design. So basically in CFD, what we do, we divide the domain into small parts that is called discretization. So these small parts are the control volumes or cells. On each and every cells, the fluid mechanics equations are solved. So these are all the fluid mechanics equations in a very condensed form. So if you introduce phi, where phi is a transport variable, and this is unsteady term, this is convection term, this is diffusion, and this is generation term. So if you change the phi values according to this, we will get the continuity equation, x momentum, y momentum, and if the phi is h, then we will get the energy equation. So taking into the consideration of 2D scenario. In case of 3D scenario, we will have one more equation for z momentum equation. So where this analysis and simulation techniques of CFD are used. So from the fighter planes to the biological flow, everywhere, wherever you find fluid, the simulation tools can be used. So we are witnessing the high focus of engineers and companies using CFD tools to improve its aerodynamic performance of the vehicle. So for a typical example, how simulation or CFD affects our designing. So here is a picture of the simulation of a turbulent compressible flow around a bullet train. So here is a primary existing model which were given to suppose some engineer working in a company, and here is the improved version. So how do we improve this, and how do we quantify the improvement by performing the simulation on both of these designs. So once we simulate these two designs, we can compare the results in a qualitative or quantitative manner. So you can see this is the previous design, and you can see the red spot. Actually, this is a pressure contour of wall shear stress. Sorry, not pressure contour. This is the contour of wall shear stress. So you can see the red spot here. These red spot denotes the maximum shear stress which is occurring on this previous bullet train design. So in case of a design modification, we can see that there are no red spot region, that is that zone of maximum shear stress is not visible in the new design, which means there is a less skin friction drag on this new design. So we can save the fuel or the energy on this new design of the bullet train. So how do we do simulations? The workflow of the simulation is, first of all, we will have to define our goals, what we have to calculate and what we are going to do. So basically, in case of aerodynamics of automotive vehicles, the primary goals are calculating drag and lift. And we will also identify the domain, in which domain we are going to solve our problem. Then the next stage comes, which is called pre-processing. In pre-processing, we build the geometry in a design modeler, space claim, SolidWorks, or any other uh, CAD tool. And then we generate the mesh. So mesh is basically, I have shown you earlier that this is the mesh. So this is the domain, and this whole bunch of cells or control volume is mesh. So we will solve the equations of fluid mechanics to get the variables, and then we will calculate the other quantity of interest. So after the meshing, we go to the solver setting, whether it is incompressible flow, compressible flow, steady flow, unsteady flow. So whatever input parameters and boundary condition which are related to the problem, we supply to the solver or the software. Then the solver or software compute the solution, and then we can examine the result by plotting the data. So as I told you, these are the three stages. So let us take an example of a small car, a car model. So first of all, we will generate this car design in AutoCAD or SolidWorks or Design Modeler or any other software. Then there is another tool for meshing. So this yellow lines are actually meshing. So these small cells are the control volumes over which the equations of fluid mechanics will be solved. So once we are done with the generation of grid, we move to the solving. So one of the solving tool is named Fluent in ANSYS. There are other tools for solving like CFX and Polyflow, but generally most of the people use Fluent for the fluid problems solutions. So what this solving tool Fluent do? This solving tool Fluent actually solve the governing equation of fluid mechanics by various methods. So maybe the matrix method, or by marching, solving the partial differential equations of fluid mechanics by converting them into the simplified algebraic equations. And this process of converting PD into the algebraic equations is called discretizations. So you will know about discretization in detail in any CFD course. So once we solve the our equations at each and every cell, we will get the primary variables, density, velocity, pressure, temperature, etc. at each and every cell or control volume. So once we get this, we can plot the velocity, pressure, temperature, streamline. We can calculate the drag. We can calculate the lift. We can calculate or visualize the how the fluid is flowing over our vehicles, and we can then assess the performance of our vehicle and can suggest some improvement. So let us move to a quick session on Fluent. So we will do in Fluent, we will calculate the drag coefficient and the lift coefficient over a generic body of a 2D sample car. So what we do in this session, we will simulate a flow over a car profile using ANSYS Fluent. We will calculate drag and lift. So this is your simple problem. The velocity inlet. So this whole is your domain. So in this whole domain, the Fluent will solve the fluid mechanics equation. So these are the boundary conditions. The fluid flow is coming from left and it will leave to the right. This will be the wall. This is the cross section of a car. And this will be the symmetry, boundary conditions. So let us move to software. Yes. So is it visible? So basically this is a workbench. So in workbench, all the ANSYS tools are you can find here. So these are the analysis system for different type of physics. So for CFD or fluid flow, we use generally Fluent. So by double clicking on it, this workflow will appear. So in this workflow, we will build the geometry and then can make the mesh. To save time, I have already built the mesh and I have imported the mesh. By right clicking, you can import the mesh file which I have already made. So here is the mesh. So once the mesh is imported and a green tick comes, we will move to the setup, that is to the solving stage. So by right clicking and starting the Fluent, we will be able to navigate through the Fluent solver. So this is our Fluent solver. So once the mesh is imported, you can also import the mesh by using this import mesh option. And once the mesh is imported, you can display your mesh. You can zoom in and investigate the mesh. You can pan. So there are various options. So the workflow in the Fluent solver is followed from top to bottom, or you can go from left to right. So this is the user interface. In domain, you can check, you can display your mesh, you can check about your mesh size. So in console prompt, the information about the mesh will appear. You can also check the quality of mesh. So in console prompt, the quality of mesh will appear. So once you have checked the quality of the mesh, you can move on. You can go to the setup and let us go to the setup. So once we click on the general setup option, a tab opens So if the fluid flow is incompressible flow, then the solver type we will choose pressure based. And if the fluid flow is compressible flow, then the solver type we will choose density based. And if the fluid flow is steady, we will choose steady option. Otherwise, if the flow is unsteady, we will choose transient or unsteady option. So the next is models. So models are basically which type of fluid flow you will use, whether you will use the envisaged model or the laminar approximation or the various turbulence model to solve the fluid flow problem. So if the Reynolds number is very high, the fluid flow will be turbulent, and generally in case of automotive vehicles, the fluid flow is turbulent. So there are various type of turbulent models available. So all of these works well in different conditions. So for these, you have to study a lot about the different turbulent models, which will give the best result in different scenarios. So once we selected type of flow, we can move on to the select the type of fluid. So for automotive vehicles, we are selecting the air as a working medium. Air is flowing from left to right. You can also change. You can also change the working fluid from the Fluent database. And because we are not concerned here with any solid, we will leave it as it is. The cell zone conditions. So all the cell zone conditions are fluid because we are not concerned with the solid here. We just want to know the behavior of fluid flow over this cross section. So the cell zone condition will be chosen as fluid. The boundary conditions. So as I told you, there is one left and right boundary and there is a top and bottom. So from the left, the fluid flow will enter, and from the right, the flow will exit. So this is called inlet, this is called outlet, this is bottom, and this is top. So at the inlet, we have chosen so just give me 1 minute. Yes. So at the inlet, we have chosen the type of boundary condition as velocity inlet. So the type of the boundary condition also depends upon the physics of the fluid flow. The fluid flow is incompressible, we generally choose velocity inlet. If the fluid flow is, we have the information about the mass flow, we will choose the mass flow type of boundary condition. So let us choose the velocity inlet and specify the inlet velocity as suppose 20 meter per second. So these are the inlet turbulent specification. We will leave it default. You can refer to the ANSYS manual for the more information about this. Next is outlet. So at the outlet, we are assuming that the fluid flow is exiting to the atmosphere. So the type of boundary condition for the incompressible flow is pressure outlet. And because the fluid flow is exiting to the atmosphere, the gauge pressure we will set 0. And close. At the car, we will assume at the car that the car surface is behaving like a wall and the no slip condition of the fluid mechanics are applied at the car boundary. So car boundaries are stationary and no slip condition is applied. So the ground is again wall, right? And the interior, we will leave it at default value. And the top boundary is symmetry. Symmetry means all the gradients of the fluid flow variables vanishes here. So no change in symmetry. Then we will move to the reference value. The reference value are usually calculated from the inlet, and from here we have to calculate the cross sectional area, this frontal area for the car. I think it is 0.1 meter square in this problem. So this area will be used to calculate drag and lift. Now we will go to the solution. In solution, the first tab is method. So there are various methods to solve the governing equation of fluid mechanics. These are the different variant of, or you can say the algorithm to solve the equation of fluid mechanics. So here is the discretization. So second order will be more accurate and first order will be less accurate. So you will know more about this first order, second order in a very detailed CFD course. So let us choose second order. So the control parameters are not normally used. They are only used when we have a problem with our convergence. Then we will go to the report definition. So what type of report you want to calculate or plot? So we want to calculate the drag coefficient on car. We will report the file. We will report the plot in this display box. Also, we will print it to the console. The direction of the drag will be X direction. So X is 1 and Y is 0. So also we want to calculate the lift. So the lift coefficient over car, the direction will be Y. Report file, report plot, print to console. Now go to the monitor. In monitor, there is a very important parameter, residual monitor. So what are residuals? So the residuals are basically an indication of the error in our iteration or solving process. So whenever the error or the residuals reach to a certain value, we consider our iteration to be converged. So generally we will take this 10 to the power minus 6, but because we have limited time, so we will choose 0.001 for a faster convergence. Now after the convergence conditions, we will go to the initialization. There are two methods of initialization. Initialization means at the start of iteration, what are the values of primary variables, density, velocity, pressure, etc. at each and every cell here. So we can hybrid initialize or standard initialize. In hybrid initialize, the Laplacian equation is solved and provide the values to this cell. In standard initialization, we compute from generally from some boundary like inlet. So 20 velocity, 20 meter per second come here, and we will click on the initialize. we can save our data file at suppose at every 20 iteration, and we can also save the case file. So basically case file are these parameters or setting values. So all of these parameters will be stored in a file which is known as case file, and all the data calculated will be saved in a data file. So there are basically two types of file in Fluent. So once we are done with all of these things, we can go to the run calculation, and we can provide the number of iteration. Suppose the maximum number of iteration is 200 if the solution is not converged, and the solution can converge before 200, then the iteration will stop. So let us click on the calculate button. So the solution has started, and these are the scaled residuals which gives an indication of error. This must drop. These error must drop, and if this is not dropping, then certainly you have some problem with mesh or in your setting or in your boundary condition. So with these iteration, the drag value is being plotted here, and also the coefficient of lift values are being plotted here. So you can see that there is also another parameter for this study flow to ensure convergence. This drag will become constant in study flow, indicating that the iteration process is converged. So we can also have these value in our console prompt. These are the residuals, right? And one minute. And there are the drag values also. Like this is the drag and lift value. This is the number of iteration. Okay. So once we have done with the simulation process, so we can go on for the results. So you can also access this from here. We can plot, we can analyze. So let us plot the contours of pressure. So once we plotted the contours of pressure, so this will come or display this picture. So basically this red zone denotes the maximum pressure zone. The pressure is highest here because the fluid flow coming from the left is stagnating here and increasing the pressure. And probably here or here the boundary layer is separating. So we will talk. So you can, by plotting your data, your results, you can analyze how the fluid flow is behaving over the car, right? So let us plot velocity. So you can also plot the contours of velocity. So this is the contours of velocity. You can see that a large low pressure zone is forming behind the car, because the blue color indicates the low values and the red color indicates that the velocity is high. So fluid is accelerating here basically. You can also plot the streamline to visualize the fluid flow, and unchecking the field option. So you can see here So you can see the streamlines, how the streamline is behaving. So you can also plot these streamline in a certain range, suppose 20 to 200, or again 0 to 200. And you can see the separation. You can also plot the vectors of velocity. So just by going on this, selecting velocity vectors, and changing this to the 2D arrow. So these are the velocity vectors. So by this display or by this data, you can see that there is a large recirculation zone because of the boundary layer separation at the back of the car. So by investigating this, you can advise your company to provide some technique to reduce this low pressure zone, so that because of this low pressure zone and this high pressure zone, the drag coefficient is higher. So if by somehow we reduce this low pressure zone, then we can reduce the drag. So this process, there are very techniques. There are many techniques to reduce this low pressure zone. For example, streamlining or by flapping, and there are many techniques if you go into details. So you can also plot the path lines. You can trace. Sorry, from the inlet. You can also. These are the path lines of the fluid particles. You can also create scene to better assess your result. So you can also change the transparency level here. So in a single display, you can plot contour and path lines side by side. So all of this can be achieved by learning the ANSYS Fluent and by going deeper into the theoretical portion that is called computational fluid dynamics. So so this concludes my lectures. So any question from the viewer side are welcome.
Thank you, sir, for a nice presentation and hands-on session. Participants, if you have any question, please raise your hand. Dear participants, if you have a question, then you can raise your hand. Or you can write in chat box also. Okay, so I think there are no questions, sir. So one query, my sir, can I ask one query?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, which type of meshing is give the better result?
So it depends basically upon the geometry. So if you have complex geometry, you have to use the tetra mesh because there is no other option.
Okay.
And in terms of accuracy, the hexa meshings are more accurate than the tetra meshing.
And sir, one more thing is what is K epsilon equation?
K-epsilon equation is basically a turbulence model. So basically, because we cannot solve because of our computational power limitation, the exact governing equation of fluid mechanics for turbulent flow, because we have to make the mesh size very fine. So to resolve this, there are many models which assumes about the level of turbulent energy. Like for example, there is LES, large eddy simulation. There is DDES, and similar to that models, there are K epsilon model, which use two more equation for solving the turbulent flow, so that we can use slightly coarse mesh, because we have don't uh, we don't have much computational power to solve the real life turbulent flow problems. It will take months and months to solve a full 3D flow over an aircraft without any K epsilon or K omega turbulent modeling.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Mr. Nakul Bansod, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, Medicare University, Indore, India, for vote of thanks.
Uh, Very good afternoon to all of you. I am Nakul Bansod, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department of Medicaps University, Indore. On behalf of Medicaps University, Galgotis University, Satyabhama University, and Waldo University, I would like to thank our keynote speaker of today, Dr. Faisal Shami, for his informative session and for bringing for making us aware about various concepts related to the software on CFD. And I would like to express my thanks to all the participants for their patient listening. And with this, we come to the end of the day 4 of this FDP. And tomorrow's FDP will be given by, first session will be given by Mr. Devendra Gope on role of Fronius CMT technology for automotive manufacturing and industry 4.0 challenges. And second session will be delivered by Mr. Ravi Patel on practical exposure of sequential assembling of gasoline engines. So with this, we end today's session, and thank you to all, and we'll meet tomorrow again. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. Thank you so much.